Hey, welcome to the Northwest Georgia Football 2022 Player Reveal Show. I had to dig deep, got me a little time tonight, man. I'm ready, looking sporty. Join Benton Burge, Chris Napier, as always. Guys, man, it's hard to believe the season's over. Here we are, man, Player of the Year.
Yeah, season's over for most, and just like we thought, we still got 7 teams in it in the local area. Hopefully, we'll have 7 teams in it next week.
Yeah, we had close to 18,000 votes this year in the Player of the Year. Ton of clicks, ton of fans out there, man. It just shows how much these kids mean to these communities. I'll give you a rundown of how the voting is tallied. 1/3 fan vote. Like I said, we had 18,000 votes this year, close to 18,000. We have a 13-member panel that stretches all the way from Heard County, north to Dade County, east to Fannin County, man. So we have a lot of guys that watch a lot of football. And then 1/3 Northwest Georgia football crew vote, man. That's us three amigos. So we had some firsts this year as far as the final goes, man. The first true defensive player ever to get at least 5% of the vote. He'll be in the top 7. And it's the first year that I can remember that it wasn't a 2-player battle. You know, the last 2 years we had Clay Hyatt, Rob Brown, Ladd McConkey, Nunu Watley. I mean, they together accounted for about 85% of the vote. This year, we had 7 dudes get at least 5%.
Spread out.
Yep. There's a lot of talent here.
Yeah, look at that. And, you know, the first place was pretty sure thing there. 33%, 17% for second. But 3rd through 7, wide open, man. I mean, a vote here or there could have flipped 3 through 7. But, yeah, we'll get right to it, man. Our number 7 guy, 120 tackles this year. First defensive player to make the top, to get 5% of the vote. Outstanding career. I did a survey earlier this year asking who was the best player your team played this year, best player you saw. This kid's name came up more than anybody else's. Number 7, Eli Barrow, linebacker, Cedartown Bulldogs. 120 tackles, 10 sacks. You know, I saw today he picked up an offer from Millsap College. I know he's got a lot more coming this month. They're still playing. Absolute dude. You know, stud is what I keep hearing in the DMs. I mean, absolute stud on the field.
Yeah, he's exciting to watch. I like watching his film. He's a hard hitter. He's the general of that defensive unit at Cedartown, and they're still playing, and they still got a few more games to play.
Yep, number 6 on our list. Guy that had 1,800 yards rushing this year, 211 carries, 2,100 yards overall. Probably meant more to his team than anybody else in Northwest Georgia this year. Tyson Greenway, running back, Dalton Catamounts. Absolute stud.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
it's fun to watch.
Just because you didn't win it doesn't mean you're not a stud. I mean, these are all studs right here. All 7 of these, the top 7 here.
Yeah, all 7 of these guys deserve to be playing next year somewhere, man. These are dudes. Yeah. Number 5 is hard to argue against, man. I think the most productive back in the Northwest Georgia area. Seth Sanford got it right here.
Yep.
Harlem Diamond, Cedartown. Kid only touched the ball 112 times, 28 touchdowns, almost a touchdown per every 4.5 carries. Like I said, we did the voting after the season. I had a couple of people text me after these 2 playoff games and say, "Man, I wish I could have my vote back."
Yeah, because he scored like 5 touchdowns. I was watching the highlight film. And he scored.
Yeah, he's got 7. He's got 7 touchdowns in 2 games.
Yeah, scored like 5.
Amazing. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, 95 carries for 1,016 yards, averaging 10.7 yards a carry, 2 pick sixes. Absolute dude, man. And he's been a guy around here for 4 years. Absolute
Yep.
I mean, the kid deserves to wind up somewhere next year playing on Saturday.
And he will.
Somewhere big. I believe somewhere big.
Yep. I think having the 2 Cedartown guys in the top 7 probably hurt both of them, you know.
Yep.
But they had tons of people turn out for them, man. They were voting like crazy. Split the vote with the Cedartown people. But, yeah, awesome number 5 there, Harlem Diamond. Number 4 was our number 1 vote getter from the fans. He got about 5,000 of those 17,000 votes. Shows what he meant to the community, what he meant to his teammates. Case Kinnaman, Coahulla Creek, led his team to the playoffs, man. First time ever in school history, first winning season. Threw for over 2,100 yards, 20 touchdowns. Like I said, man, the community stepped up, turned out for him. I know the coaches love this guy.
This is a leader of a team that this year they did what many thought was not possible. And this is one of the guys behind it right there, Case Kinnaman. And what a season he had.
Yeah, he made that team go for sure.
Yeah, like I said, man, when Coahulla Creek is on the rise now, when they look back years from now, they'll remember Case Kinnaman as the one that got them started. You know, just huge accomplishments this year for the Colts as a team, playing for a region championship last week of the season. Like I said, got over 5,000 votes from the fan side. Number three is the fella that I voted for. If in the 2 panel votes that voted for this guy are people I know have seen him in person. Absolute athlete, stud of an athlete on the field. Had 2,500 yards this year, 32 touchdowns, which was second in our area. Didn't really play a lot on defense, man, because they saved him for offense, but had 3 picks in a game. Punts. Going to play wide receiver at the Georgia Elite Classic next month. I know he's gotten offers from Jack State recently, Valdosta State. If you've ever seen this kid in person, man, this is an athlete.
Yes, sir. He can be in the end zone before you know it.
Yep. And our second place person, man, you know, somebody has to come in second. And I know me and Chris talk about this a lot, man. Our second place finishers the last 3 years are dudes you might have heard of before. Lad McConkey, Nunu Watley, and Rob Brown. That's pretty good names there at second place.
All playing D1, correct?
Yes.
And our second place finisher, Chris Roper, Daresville Tiger. Mr. Do everything for the Tigers, man. Run, catch, play defense, 2-point conversions. I mean, you ask this kid to block, he blocks. I know he recently committed to Dartmouth. Heck of a player, a lot of respect from his teammates, from his coaches, just the Northwest Georgia football community in general.
Yes, sir. I think, Lawrence, when we talked before the season, Chris Roper and Case Kinnaman were 2 of these guys we talked about. And I favored Roper as that player of the year for that 6 AAA region. And this guy had a tremendous season. Unreal.
Yeah, just a heck of a player. Great kid. I've talked to him a few times through DM. You know, haven't got to meet him in person. Still on my bucket list. Awesome family, awesome community. Like I said, they all stepped up for him. Chris Roper, Daresville Tiger. And our 2022 Player of the Year, who joins a pretty good list of names, man, over the last 4 years. Griffin, Jemias Griffin was our first winner. Jamar Gibbs, Luke Holloway, and last year's winner, Clay Hyatt. So that's pretty good names, man. And our 2022 winner is Seth Griffin, the North Murray Mountaineers. He won the panel vote, and he won the Northwest Georgia Football Crew vote. Hard to argue with 3,500 yards, total offense, 40 touchdowns. Chris can probably speak on it more than I can, man.
He's an unreal dude. Most of the time when you watch him play, you realize there's one dude on the field different. It's him, and it's been a honor and a privilege to be able to watch his high school career and report on it for several different places. But he's fun to watch. He is really stepped up his game this year. I think the biggest thing he brought to the table was all those rushing yards and rushing touchdowns to help contribute to that 40 touchdowns. So it was an amazing season to watch. It was an amazing career to watch. And I think he racked up a lot of yards, and he's in some elite company with passing yards now.
Yeah, I tell you the thing that I liked about him this year was Fannin County and Rockmart, two pretty good programs that I have a lot of respect for their opinions. After both those games, man, I got text messages from coaches, fans, and they said Seth is the real deal. The quarterback at North Murray is the real deal.
Yes, sir.
And that's pretty good thing coming from Rockmart, man, because they see some dudes all year.
So 40 touchdowns. That's amazing.
Yeah. Congratulations, Chris Roper. Proud of you, son. Billy Roper, man. I tell you what, great family. Man, I've never watched an Ivy League football game in my life, but in a couple of years when Chris Roper's starting, I'll be glued to the Dartmouth Harvard game, I guess.
ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus. I'll have to go out and get cable for that one. But yeah, congratulations to Seth. Like I said, he joins, our 4 previous winners, and we won't let his name die. I tweet so much, he'll be tweeted about from now until the end of time.
Yep. You'll always be on that list. And when we add another player to the list.
Number 5. Get some of these comments over here, man. Everybody, Harlem Diamond putting everybody on notice. Absolutely, man. The last 2 games, playoff games, he has put people on notice. He's had a receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, a pick 6,
return for touchdown.
Yeah, return. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, the highlight from the last game, you might well just take it and slide it right over to his profile, because I'm telling you, he was the focal point. He scored a lot of points.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd take a state championship over any kind of award any day.
Absolutely.
But if he was on a team where he was the main focus and getting 150, 200 touches, there's no telling what he would do,
There's no telling what stats he would have. 3,000 yards rushing.
Barrow, too. Barrow put up 120 tackles, only playing a half a game for the most part.
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah, Cedartown boys are special. The whole team's special.
Yep.
But I don't know if you guys missed it on Twitter. For those that don't have Twitter, Coach Abrams was our Coach of the Year. We had over 7,000 votes in the Coach of the Year poll. Really done a great job down there in the 3 years he's been at Cedartown.
Absolutely.
I hope they do it, man. I'm excited for them. There's several teams I think can do it this year in Northwest Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eli, such an awesome young man. But yeah, we actually have a trophy coming from our sponsor, Matthewson's Mini Helmets, man. We're gonna get it to Mr. Griffin before the end of the year. Those guys putting together all kind of helmets for college teams right now. I'm sure they're busy up there, but as soon as we get it, we'll pass it along. We'll let Chris take it out there and give it to you.
Yep, I can do that.
Yeah, I am too. I have to admit. He says they're already excited for the players on the list next year.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually already talking about that.
Man,
season never stops. Never ends.
Never stops.
No.
Like I said, as soon as we log off here, 2022 Player of the Year is in the books. Time to start talking 2023.
Well, we got to finish cheering on about 7 teams right before we do that.
Yep. Yeah, it starts this Friday, man. I know great games. We're predicted to get 5 into the semifinal. That'd be huge. Like I said, I can remember a couple of years ago when we didn't have any teams in the semifinal.
Yeah. Now we got 7 of them that got a chance. I mean, you got Bowden and Rockmart and Cedartown and Calhoun, Cartersville, Rome, and Carrollton. That's a pretty good sized list for this area.
I wasn't able to make it to the show the other day, but what was the talk like between Walton and Carrollton? What kind of game do you expect? Do you think Walton could go to a big time program's home facility and get back to back wins?
That's going to be tough. I mean, if you beat Buford at Buford and then you go in and beat Carrollton at Carrollton, they might as well just give you rings.
You might be the new favorite. Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know who's left.
You still have to go through Colquitt County and Mill Creek.
So don't give them rings. Wait a minute on that one.
Yeah.
How about the teams that Carrollton has to go through, though, to get the championship? Lowndes, Marietta, Walton, Colquitt County, Mill Creek.
Well, they're walking the dog right now. So we'll see what they continue to do. But
I think the hardest thing for Walton is going to be keeping that intensity, man, because they had to be super intense after that game last week, knocking off Buford. Can they keep that going for one more week?
Yeah, I just think, they have a ton of options at Carrollton. I mean, they have a huge tight end. They have 2, 6, 5 receivers at least. Then you got the running back, and not to mention what Juju can do. I mean, and the line of scrimmage is large. It's going to be tough to stop Carrollton, I think.
Yep. Yeah, this was a great contest. I said it earlier, great contest for Player of the Year. Man, we had 7 guys chop up the vote. The 2025 race, probably going to be 97% Julian Lewis.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard. Somebody might come up, but it's seniors only, by the way, in case nobody knows. Seniors only in this particular award.
And to think about this, in this area, we cover about 49 schools. That's roughly 3,000 or more players. There were 7 that really stood out. There was a bunch of great players. These 7 were something else.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but we're here already. Let's talk juniors coming up. Put anybody on the list?
Cass. Let's go down to Cass first.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Jacoby White.
White.
The Hendersons.
Henderson.
That's the only problem I see with Cass next year. They're going to be like Cedartown this year. They're going to have guys that can split the vote.
Yeah.
I think Cedartown guys would have finished higher if there'd only been one on the list, but you couldn't leave off Barrow or Diamond, man, because both are spectacular.
I'd say Brent Washington.
Yeah.
Judson Petty.
You got to go with the returning passer, man. The leading passer coming back next year, Reese Fountain at Rome.
Yeah. Yep. I was going to say junior quarterbacks is what we kind of need to look at, because not saying it's a quarterback award, but
that'd be another one right there.
Ethan Bloom,
Ethan Bloom
had a breakout season this year. Next year he'll be the man for the Tigers, and there's no telling what he can do next season.
All right, I'm excited for next season. When do the scrimmages start?
Yeah, I hear you there.
And you said, pre-show, Petty had what, close to 2,000 yards?
He had about 2,000 all-purpose yards and I think 24 touchdowns, and he's returning. So that's another one to put on that list as a early watch list right there.
Tough, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough contest next year. We might have 15 people get 5% next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, congrats to Seth Griffin. Awesome accomplishment, awesome career with the Mountaineers. Look forward to seeing where he ends up playing on Saturday.
Yep. I think that's coming.
Yeah, I know the floodgates are getting ready to open up here with the recruiting this month. I've seen a lot of offers go out this week, and I know there's a lot more coming.
I saw a ton of them today. So I think there's a big recruiting explosion about to happen.
Yeah, and unfortunately, along with the recruiting, you're going to see a lot of that transfer portal too. So, I think that kind of hurts recruiting a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like I said, we want to thank all the fans, man, that watched us this season. We have a good time. We're just a bunch of dudes. Like I said, we don't make any money off this. We just do it for fun. We love the game. 17,000 people turned out and voted. Thanks to all the coaches that, DM us. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, all the guests that come on, talk football with us. I enjoy it, and everybody I get to see at Friday nights, walk around. They all want to say, "Hey, watch your show." So that's awesome. That makes us want to cover it more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Harlem Diamond and Eli should split it.
I hear you.
Like I said, man, they're gonna have that big state championship trophy to split. They're gonna have to cut that up. But yeah. Thanks for all the people that came on this year, man. Coach Green last night, man, was great. Tia, always been a big fan this year.
Heck yeah, I think I seen her earlier. Yeah, Tia.
Yeah. I got to thinking. I don't know why this popped in my head the other day, but Tia, I think, outpicked us that week she was on.
She definitely did. She picked the Chattooga upset. Yep. She picked a few.
She was the only one that picked Chattooga over Coosa.
She might be hosting the show next year.
Hey, be fine.
But yeah, guys, we'll be back next week with our semifinal picks. Hopefully, we have 7 games to pick from.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Get out this Friday and see a game. I'll be down in Rome watching the Wolves, Marist. Like I said, get out and support these kids, the coaches, band, concession stands, everybody.
And don't forget, too, our sister Twitter account, Northwest Georgia Basketball. Well, once we get basketball rolling full time, we're going to be at some basketball games. We'll talk some basketball on here. And tag us in your highlights on the basketball. We can put you up there.
Yeah, we got a little account now on the MixLR, man. Hopefully we can do some play-by-play this year. And, if anybody has a game they want covered that nobody's covering, we can do a little play-by-play.
Yeah, look at big games, maybe region tournaments and different things Mike could cover.
Yep. Well, all right, fellas. Enjoyed it. Congratulations once again to Seth Griffin. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yep. See you guys.